What is happening, crew? A while back, I started a series of videos called The Blockchain 5. And I was really getting into my passion for how blockchain functions and just the principles behind it and how it works, and why that is so exciting. And when we understand the principles of how it works and how we can apply them to the world, well, let's just say things get pretty badass pretty quickly. Yes. Dad is right. In the future, I'm going to be deep diving more specific blockchain subjects, topics, and projects. I'm going to be looking a little bit deeper for us into some of the big picture stuff that he is talking about, so that I can give us some more info on some of these things and some of these groups and some of these projects that he's talking about. And of course, I am making a sweet list of recommendations that you are sending to us in the comments. Thank you so much for those. I got the list right here. We're going to go through that stuff. And then hopefully, maybe once a month or so, just do a fun 10-minute video, 10-minute video rant, of us just, hey, yeah, we're hearing you, and this is what we found. What did you find? And then we can all kind of keep sharing those things together, on these projects that you guys are passionate about. We are excited to learn too, and we are excited to learn from you. But in this video, like my old man, I am going big picture. I want to tell you why I love the blockchain for us. The global network of people. And I want to talk about it as a tool and how it can help us play the game better until the day comes. Oh, and I hope it comes. When it's not their game or the old game, but it's our game. Let's get it going. Distribution, encryption, immutability, tokenization, and decentralization, baby. Those are the 5 principles that are built into the blockchain. And understanding those principles gives us this fascinating picture. And when I was lucky enough, it comes to all of us in a different moment. A lot of us, it's when we first purchase crypto and we maybe pull it off the exchange, or we use it, or we get somebody else interested in it. For me, it was reading this little baby right here, The Real Business of Blockchain, and really the first 15 pages. As soon as I read that, it was just written perfectly for me. It was just, it had a visual, it had a place you could color with crayons. It was perfect for me. I got it. It clicked. I saw all 5 of those things just in a drawing together, and where my studying was going, and I was already getting into all of this. What I see inside that circle of those 5 ideas, those 5 ideals built in a blockchain, now is honesty over trust. It is honesty over trust. I want to use this tool, and part of the tool is tokenization, where your assets are created and made into a digital form as tokens, and you can exchange and swap and trade and share and use those tokens how you see fit. Immutability. So when that clicked for me, all of this clicked for me too. It's like all of a sudden I wanted to join the game. I wanted to be a part of something bigger. I wanted to be a part of making this global effort and this global movement of change where we can use technology to improve our own ownership of the things that we have and our time and our energy through earning money. And I'm not talking about some government issued, digital currency. I am talking about actual money, something that is actually real and tangible, that is there and it's permanent and there is record of it, and that record of it goes all over the planet. It is all over the planet. People who have downloaded the blockchain and help create blocks and have a copy of the ledger, and we all use that particular coin, and then we're able to really use it how we want, depending on how centralized and decentralized the project is. And what is so beautiful, and what I want to talk about in this one, is a decentralized world where it's honesty over trust. And trust, let's get into that. Trust can be lost, and trust can be broken very easily. And I've been an adult now for a couple of decades, and I have watched my country and countries all over the world. I can't think of one that hasn't just absolutely printed the tar out of their currency. And I have watched them, these banks and these lawmakers, join forces for a mutual gain and rewrite the rule books and let that investment bank merge with your local bank, and and then they write it into some bill that's 1,200 pages long that none of us have the time to read, because we all have jobs and we all have lives and we all have work to do and we all have passions, and we don't quite get to it. Some of us do, and I applaud you. I would like to be one of those people who actually read an entire one of these bills that gets passed, and just feel like, oh, whoa, well, that kind of made sense, but the rest of it, woo, I don't know. It's kind of hooey. I want to talk about our game. Our game is, I talk to my dad about this so much. I always call it the old game with my dad. So feels like we're all just playing the old game when we trust these governments and we trust these banks and we trust these institutions and these centralized hubs and networks where we feed them all of our energy and our effort and our time and our money, our currency, our hopes, our dreams for our life, that we're trusting them to do the right thing with it. And it's sometimes dreams and hopes can turn into nightmares, and it cannot. Sometimes it's just not out of our doing. The only sin that we committed is that we trusted something else outside of us. And what I love about blockchain is this just the big picture of the honesty in the blocks, and having a history, an actual history that cannot be rewritten or changed unless all parties agree upon it and decide on a fork. But to make it even simpler than that, and to go a little bigger than that, I think and talking with my dad, we talk about the old game and we're playing that. We talk about being their game sometimes, which has kind of gotten out of our vocabulary now because we really do believe that it's ours. But what I mean by our game really is just life. It's just we're all trying to live our lives, and we're trying to do the best that we can, and we want to ensure our safety of things and of our lives, and we want to go out after the day and have fun, and we want to, have our family or friends or people that respect us around, and we want to see them flourish, and we want to see them do well, just like my dad and I want to see for this community. We are already so passionate just about you guys. I read a book a few years ago. I love to read, and it's called Prosperity. And I would say the big message of that book was really just about creating a community and appreciating the gifts and the skills and the things that we can all bring to it, and to interact and to share and to trade in a way that is fair, that gives people incentive to be able to keep giving to the community. You give to the community, and then you get back in return. And that is such a principle and a focus, it seems like these innovators have put into these decentralized blockchains. I'm so fascinated and so thankful for people who do that, and just to be able to have a channel and a community here, and maybe somebody sees one of these videos that I do or my dad does, and it's a kid, and that kid is it's got a gift. He's a coder. He or she is able to, just do it a little bit better, and they can look at, okay, well, that's power, and that's where the internet's at right now, and this is how blockchain's working right now. Well, I can make all those things play together. I know how to. I am passionate about making that more efficient. Just like I am passionate about sharing the message of this with us right now is if we use these tools that are, it's not even hypothetical now. I used to call crypto I used to call it primordial ooze in the Genesis chamber because I still feel like we are in the genesis of it. We are still in the beginning of walking our whole world across this bridge where we're all using it. And does it really seem that far off, you guys? Like, is it really hard for us to just make the jump tomorrow to trade with, cryptos? I mean, I ordered DoorDash the other night for my friends and I don't think the bank, took out cash and jumped on horseback and went and delivered that cash to that pizzeria. We are living in a digital age already. This is happening. And for us to be able to trust these institutions and banks that have seemingly making things more and more complicated and harder, and at least in my experience, and siphon away and tax and take away when you didn't necessarily vote to agree on it. You didn't. Your ability to choose for yourself was not at the forefront of what happened, and I want to see that power and ability for all of us. I believe that to be born and to be who we are, we deserve at least that. And so why not use technology to our advantage and create these communities like this channel so that we can, as I say all the time, share the gold nuggets with all of you guys. Anything that my dad and I hear, we want to give it to you. We want to give it to you for free on here. Like, here you go. Like, we want to be a part of, like, this is interesting and exciting, and it makes sense to us, and hopefully you can profit and benefit from it. Man, let's share it. That's an idea that we want to put out there. Likewise, when we had the conversation, I talked to my parents about when we monetized this channel, and they were very gracious, and they're like, Brent, why don't you take the money and really help you out right now. And I was like, no, guys, Dad's the wonder boy right now, you guys should be getting paid for this. You're really kicking butt with this. And our very next conversation, we were just completely on the same page. It was like, no, we're going to put this back into the channel. We're going to invest this in our community. We're going to try to get a bigger reach. We're going to try to make the videos more quality. We're going to try to hire people to get rid of these bots and, and help us edit and help us, get things squared away to where, we can start maybe saving up and going on trips and going and seeing you guys and talking to you and being inspired by you, our community, and getting those ideas that you have and the lives that you live, which are totally unique and different than mine. And us building that is what prosperity is. It's not us necessarily picking the right coin. That's going to be on an individual level, but us helping teach each other and give each other the knowledge of what is happening and what is going on, I think is where my dad and I get to come in. Where I'm not, my dad certainly isn't, and I'm no good myself at coding. We need other people to do that. We're excited that other people to do that, and where our lives are going, to me, is so important. If people can feel secure and happy and prosperous, working becomes a joy. It becomes as great as financial freedom is, guys, I have had the best 2 years of my life, and I've been doing it on a shoestring budget. I have traveled across this great country 4 times, just seeking out work and having new experiences and enjoying and appreciating life. And there was great freedom in that. There was great building inside of myself and sharing who I was and my passions with others, and just there's such a richness in community and life that this game, this trust that we've been playing for so long, for thousands and thousands of years, it feels like chess to me. And it feels like there's this, as my English teacher would say, a third person omniscient kind of overseeing the game. Hey, you should play the game. You should try to compete with each other, and you're the better player. No, you're the better player. This player gets the advantage. They get to go first. And I love chess, and but lately I've gotten kind of bored with it because of how I see life and the game. I don't want to see us become pieces that are sacrificed in some third-person omniscient bigger game that's going on that you don't even know about, and all of a sudden you wake up and you are a pawn of it. That is not what I want to see happen for you. That is not what I want to see happen for me. I want to see our game look like one side where all of us are kings and queens. And the competition and the joy and the fun is participating with each other, is trading with each other again fairly. And in a global society where we're all excited about these new innovations and things that can help us and help organize and bring actual truth to what we are doing with our money and our votes and our data and all these things that have become so important in our everyday lives, and help that advanced. So it's another great example. What I love is Dad and I talk about the evolution of cell phones. When the day comes and all of a sudden all this data doesn't need to be personalized, or you don't need to have all these apps on this phone, but it's just it's everywhere. It's peer to peer. I can boom. This is Brent. This guy can use this phone. Okay, he can pull from this phone or that satellite or that computer, and it's there. Just that little leap is coming. That little leap. And then we're going to see a little leap in the internet of tomorrow. And the Internet of Things, we're going to see that. We're going to start seeing micronodes. We're going to start seeing these giant, we're going to see Swift turn their jalopy in for a Porsche. Now, it's happening. This is going down soon. And we have the chance to be users and doers of it. I know it can be hard and confusing and scary. I've been there. Still kind of there sometimes. It's hard to know what crypto and what blockchain to trust. But I am hopeful that all of us end up seeking out, finding the right ones, the ones that actually represent all five: the distribution, encryption, immutability, tokenization, decentralization. Right now, what's being sold to us feels like it's maybe 3, sometimes 2. We'll promise you that it's encrypted, and we'll make tokens for you, and here you go. But I believe that people will see through that, and that we will have this world where it is actually our game, and our collective consciousness as humans will come to the point where it just makes sense to use and trade on and secure our information and ownership and data with a blockchain that is worthy of it. That a tool, a technology, an avenue that is actually worth us using. That doesn't rely on us trusting some centralized, one supercomputer or one board, that's controlling all the decisions, or, I want it to be about us. I'm excited for that. I know it's optimistic, but I'm an optimist, and I'll go there with you guys. I will go there with you. I will trade goods and services for crypto with you. I will do this channel till I can't anymore to share what we're doing, what you and I are doing, what my dad's doing, and what our collective consciousness is coming up with, the best ideas for us to go forward in the future so that we can all have prosperity. Not just me right here. It's not just about you, but about all the people in the world. Getting to a point where we're not having to trust, but we are operating amongst each other honestly, doing good business with each other. Us. I'm so excited to be a part of it with you. So excited to share it with you. And I look forward to sharing more about it and digging deep into what is coming. I want to really be a helper to my dad in that, because his ideas and his views of this globe and this economy are so fascinating. I have been talking to him about it for 20 years at least. We've talked thousands of hours about the stuff that he's talking to you guys about, and I love it. I love being a part of it, and I love my life, and I'm excited for you to find prosperity, and for you to find community, and for you to do what you want to do and feel good about it, and be surrounded by a community that is trustworthy, that deserves your effort and your time. I think we're getting there. I really think we're getting there, crew. I'm excited. Let's do it. Hope you all have a great week. We'll talk to you soon. Peace out.